How can you prevent erectile dysfunction? I am Dr. Noah, and in today's video, I am going to cover 5 things you can do today that helps you prevent erectile dysfunction in the future. So make sure you listen all 5 of them. First, and the most important, you need to treat your underlying health issues. If you have high blood pressure, get that under control. If you have high cholesterol, get that under control. If you have diabetes, get that under control. You need to fix these issues because without fixing these issues, you will not be able to reverse your erectile dysfunction, and it's going to be worse progressively. Next step is the exercise. So there's a lot of studies on it that shows that people who have provided resources and counseling and doing exercises for about 30 to 60 minutes of aerobic exercise, somewhere between 3 to 5 times per week. They typically did things like walking 5 times a week or some other exercises that tried like cycling, treadmill use. But these exercises were moderately intense. So, what they found ultimately was that aerobic exercises resulted in statistically significant improvement in erectile dysfunction compared to the people who did not do any exercises. And surprisingly, it was quicker in the man who had more erectile dysfunction. So, if they had more erectile dysfunction, you are going to see how much greater improvement erectile dysfunction they have versus some mild erectile dysfunction. Everyone saw an improvement because exercise works with them as it improves blood vessels function, and it allows these blood vessels to improve their nitric oxide production. When we have healthier blood vessels, they release more nitric oxide, which is the ignition for erection. And if you incorporate resistant training, you are also going to see improvement in your testosterone. We're going to make a separate video on testosterone and exercise. Next important thing you can do, which is completely free, is sleep. Now, I think sleep is the most underutilized treatment in medicine for a lot of conditions, but even for erectile dysfunction. Now, in small studies, they have looked at sleep and shown that the people who have improved quality sleep has really good evidence in terms of better erection. Now, these studies are usually small and observational, but sleep improves not only your testosterone level and sexual function, but it also going to impact your ability to perform next day. It improves your mental clarity, your sharpness, and overall mood. So there is many reasons to work on your sleep. Coming on to the next factor, there was a study that was published in JAMA in 2020, a medical journal, in which a question was given to the men between the ages of 40 to 75 years, and they were followed for 10 years. Their dietary patterns were studied. And from that study, the best diet that was found was Mediterranean diet. Now, what is Mediterranean diet? It emphasizes on the things like plant-based foods, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and legumes. It uses olive oil as a primary fat source. They mainly focus on consuming fish and poultry in moderate amounts and limiting red meats. And they tend to use herbs and species rather than salts. Now, I think the key is to avoid processed foods and focus on whole natural ingredients, as there are a lot of antioxidants and they tend to reduce inflammation and lower the risk of variety of diseases. And these include things like apple, citrus fruits, grapes, onions, tea, and dark chocolate. If you don't eat fish, you can try taking omega-3 supplements. And another food that often comes up is watermelon. And the reason watermelon comes up is because it is source of something called cysteine. This is a minor amino acid or protein building block that is made obliged in our bodies to arginine, that is precursor of nitric oxide. Again, remember that nitric oxide is ignition in our bodies for erection. So if you drink somewhere between 3 to 6 cups of watermelon juice per day for 3 weeks, it resulted in increased arginine levels in the blood. However, they don't specifically work at dysfunction. If you like watermelon, by all means, go ahead and have it. If you don't force yourself to. So, bottom line is that to reverse erectile dysfunction, you need to increase your physical activity. Try to have 30 minutes a day or 120 minutes a week of moderate intensity aerobic activity. Next, if you're overweight, most important, losing weight has been shown to improve erectile dysfunction. So try to lose 5-10% of your body fat if you're overweight. Next, improve your diet. What you want to aim to increasing your diet is the consumption of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, and legumes. Increase intake of monosaturated or polyunsaturated fatty acids. Stop drinking sugar drinks. Try water drinks or diet drinks. Avoid excessive alcohol consumption. Try to drink less than 7 drinks a week and ideally none. If you want to follow the newer data that shows there is no safe mode of alcohol consumption based on cancer risk, if you're going for election drugs, be sure that not to do them chronically. Thank you so much for watching and make sure you subscribe my channel.